came back from work and I have a few days off, and I turned in my school project last week. So now I'm actually really genuinely free for a few days. And it feels really weird. I honestly don't know what I should do with my time right now. So I was thinking I would do one of my super light Henna / Cassia treatments and walk you guys through it. I really like the color that you get from henna treatments, but I never felt like I wanted to put that much work into the upkeep that is necessary for the henna treatments. You're going to get a lot of regrowth when you change your hair color that much, and I just honestly never felt like I could do that kind of work. So when I do my henna Cassia treatments, it barely colors my hair at all. It gets like a vague watercolor effect, but it's not actually enough color to even cover the few white hairs I have. It's hiding somewhere here. I don't have a lot of them, but I really love them. They're extremely bright white, and the henna is not even enough color to dye those, so it's very light. It's mostly done for the Cassia, which is strengthening of the hair, and the thing is, it's gonna take a lot of time. It's basically a 2-day project, so if I do it, I'll spend tomorrow basically on the couch in what I call a little henna nest, where I have everything within reach, and I just basically sit on the couch all day for as long as I can stand it, because it gets pretty heavy on your head after a while, so you really need good support and you need protection from dripping and everything. So it's a project in itself. So I need to make sure I have the practical items. I need to find my heat cap, and I have honestly no idea where I put it. I need to have some towels ready. Also need to find some entertainment. Need something to watch. And to begin with, the first few times I did this, I figured, hey, this is a good idea to read, because you're stuck for so many hours waiting for the henna and Cassia to do its thing. And both henna and Cassia likes a lot of time, and it likes a lot of heat, so I figured that would be a good chance to read a lot. But it gets so heavy and annoying on your head that after a while you just can't focus on it anymore. So something light and entertaining to watch, preferably something with subtitles, because you're gonna have a lot of cling wrap covering your head, so it's really going to impact your hearing. So I just checked, and I actually have what I need in henna. This is a Nightblooming trial size of the copper herbal hair color, so it's not a pure henna blend, but it's what I've been using. There's 10 grams in this, which is more than enough to go twice. So I'm going to pour some boiling water over this and then freeze it for tomorrow in 2 little packs, and I'm going to use one of the packs tomorrow. And the reason I do the boiling and freezing is that it supposedly helps to break down the henna molecules so it can penetrate the hair strands better. And I don't know if it's true, but I'm going to do it anyways, because most people who do henna swear by this. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to herbal hair color where I feel that I'm missing some real science behind it. A lot of this is personal opinions and preferences, which is not the same as an universal truth or something that has actually been proven. For instance, I don't tolerate coconut oil very well. It has a really strong comedogenic effect on me. It just plugs my pores on my skin and my skin immediately freaks out. So my recommendation would be to never use coconut oil, but at the same time I know that coconut oil is one of the best oils for hair, so I will keep recommending it even though it doesn't work for me. But it seems a lot of the people who do herbal hair color, they often give recommendations based on what works for them, and that is not the same as something being universally good. So a lot of this makes me really frustrated whenever I try to play around with the herbal hair color and the herbal hair care, because it seems to be so individual. But anyways, one thing that does have science behind it is Cassia, that is actually able to penetrate into the hair strand and strengthen it. Unlike henna, this is not permanent. It doesn't give color, and it should stay for, I think I've heard something like 6 weeks to 6 months, depending on the source we hear it from. But Cassia actually has some science behind it, so this is good stuff. But I think it's a lot of work for hair treatment, so I never really got into the herbal aspect of hair care. The next thing is the conditioners I'll be adding, and I actually forgot I bought this. This is Olaplex number 3. I tried it like 3 times, 2 times, something like that, and I was really unimpressed by it. It just basically did nothing for my hair, but it has some pretty solid science behind it, and a lot of people say that this is really great. So since I will be doing a very, very long time conditioning tomorrow, then this is the product that I really want to add to it. So the other thing I need to do now that I have picked the basics that I want to add to my treatment is to more or less just fill it up with conditioner, because this is going to be a thick, kind of sandy, coarse mud, and I need to thin it out by using conditioner so I can actually get it into my hair. I have a lot of problems figuring out what ingredients I should look for in what conditioners I add to it. I have, for instance, an idea that silicones, which I otherwise love, it makes my hair manageable and happy and just really a lot easier to get along with. But I have an idea that silicones might actually prevent the good stuff that I want to get into the hair strand from getting where it needs to go. So I try to avoid silicones when I do herbal hair stuff like this. But I don't actually have any science to back me up on this. It's just my idea. Well, I think it's logical, but I don't know if I'm right. But what I do look for is protein, panthenol, and quaternions, because since I don't really know for sure what I should look for, if something can boost the absorption or hinder the absorption or whatever, then I might as well go for stuff that I know gives a really good deep conditioning while I'm at it, since I'll be spending most of tomorrow with my hair in cling wrap and cassia mud. So I found a few candidates, and I just need to look through the ingredient lists. The last thing I need to do for my hair today is, before I go to bed after having been to the gym tonight, I need to rinse my hair really, really thoroughly. I have some leave-in conditioner in it right now, and I want to rinse it out as well as possible. I'm not going to conditioner wash my hair or even shampoo it or anything, because supposedly both Cassia and Henna likes sort of slightly dirty hair, that it's easier for it to cling on to it, supposedly. Normally, when you work with henna, you would put gloves on, but my henna mud is so weak that it doesn't actually dye anything, so I don't. It makes it a lot easier to work with. And now it's pretty much going to, I'll put some cling wrap around it, and then I will get in the bathtub. Here's the annoying thing with Cassia. When you apply pressure to it now, then it's going to start dripping. And it's going to be really, really irritating. It's like Chinese water torture after a while. It just drives you crazy. So my trick is that instead of trying to limit the dripping, some people do that. I even read about someone who put tape all around on a hairline to try to keep the water back, which my skin would flip the out over. Like, it would just go crazy. My skin is way too sensitive for that. So what I do is I get in the bathtub for the first hour, because then it doesn't feel as annoying. Because when you drip wet drips on wet skin, then it's less annoying than if you have wet drips on dry skin and clothes. So I hope I can get rid of the first hour of dripping in the bathtub, and then it will be less annoying after that. So now I got on the couch, and it's time for the two things that Henna loves the most, which is time and heat, which is why I have the heat cap on. And I'm just basically going to see how much time I can kill here before I get really bored or get a headache from the weight. And I put on a leg mask, and I think I'll binge watch something. I don't know. Let's see what Netflix says. So here's something else that's super annoying. Say you have some really delicious snacks that you want to eat. Yeah, that doesn't really work, because as soon as you chew, then it puts pressure on the cassia mud, and that makes more water just flow right into your ears. So I'm getting really close to 11 hours now, and I'm just done with this. Now I'm gonna go rinse, and then I'm going to do a conditioning on top of this. Now, when you start to rinse out the cassia and henna after treatment like this, your hair is just going to feel like straw, basically. It's going to be dry, cranky, just feel miserable, and you're going to have that moment of panic where you think, So I just spend more time on my hair in one day than I usually do in, I don't know, a month or something. So I'm a little bit tired of it. But I actually do like the result. My hair felt really unusually happy. Usually feels a little unhappy after a deep conditioning like this. But I gave it some leave-in conditioner and I put it in a very simple braid. And I'm just going to leave it alone until tomorrow. And right now I don't see any difference in the color, which was what I hoped for. But maybe it looks a little bit different once I get it dry, because right now it's still damp. I think it actually got a little redder than I wanted now that it's dry.